Angela would have to take me with her, and you know, she would cut out of school or be smoking in the schoolyard, and then I would go home. Of course, I was 6 years younger than her, and I would tell my mother, Angela's smoking.
And listen, not everybody's going to agree with my decision. I can give a fuck less. You're in that position, it's you who got to face it, then you do what you need to do.
Little Changolini, he gets to the jail and
steal cars from Maryland and take them to Delaware to a chop shop.
The inside prison in Thailand, as well as what Victor Malarek, the reporter, did to get me out of there.
And I sat down and thought about it for the longest time. Okay, but once I made up my mind, it was about survival. I need to take care of my kids and take care of my family. And when a guy's not being loyal to you, how could you be loyal to him?
Welcome to Chattin with Staxx. Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we're going to talk about Scammy the Bull hanging out with Ruggiero. Well, Ruggiero taking the time to go all the way out there, and then the hypocrisy that he preaches. There's so much to go over. Before we get started, make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. I appreciate everyone that takes the time to watch this show. Ruggiero did a live yesterday, right? Or I don't know if it was a live, but I checked it out. He said, there's people talking. Yeah, it's me talking. You won't say my name, Ruggiero, but it's me. The hypocrisy that you promote and that you live by is insane. It makes no sense. It really does. Watching from Australia, how you doing? Shout out to you, man. Thank you. Hellfire, paintball, salt ash. Roscoe, how are you? Justice for Alan Kaiser. Rest in peace to Alan Kaiser. We got a couple things to talk about today. Some exclusive things that you guys might not know about yet. So, mafioso Mario Messina Denaro has passed away. He died from complications due to his cancer, and he was allegedly the boss of bosses out there in the Sicilian mafia. He has passed away. You heard it here first. So there's a couple other things going on in the news you guys might not know about. Crazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. He is fighting for his life right now. He's on a ventilator. I guess he allegedly was coughing up blood and he had to go to the hospital. They put him on a ventilator and he's fighting for his life. He's in the ICU unit in LA and sending prayers and condolences to his family. I hope he recovers out of this. It's a pretty serious situation. So we'll keep an eye on that and let you guys know what's going on. Back to the matter at hand. The hypocrisy that Ruggiero preaches. It's crazy. We're going to take a listen or a look. I got a video for you guys of Ruggiero and Sammy the Bull, and we're going to go over it. And we're going to dissect it a little bit. And I remember I was telling you guys I was going to give you some exclusive content on Saturday. I missed it. I got some things going on. I'll explain to you guys down the road. I'm sure you'll understand. But I'm going to give you that exclusive content now. Right after we play these couple videos, I got something pretty big to show you guys. So let's get into the first clip of the two rats. Let's see what they got to say when they met up with each other. Hit the like button. Let's see what they had to say. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm just fucking with you. I got the real video. Shout out to you, man. What's Crazy Bone? Hope he's recovering. Yeah, he's in ICU right now fighting for his life. It's insane. He had some lung problems. But so let me get to the real video. I'm sure you guys like that one though. So two chickens clucking. That's all they are. So here's part 1 of Sammy and Friends. I'm gonna pause it. We're gonna talk a little bit, and I want you guys to look right at how giddy Ruggiero is to be in Sammy the Bull's presence. Make sure you pay attention to how giddy this fucking guy is. Crazy.
Buddy, it's been so long. 30 years, man. Yeah. You look great. You look great for an old guy.
Excuse me.
So you was 1990, right before you got pinched. Right before you got pinched in December, right? December.
Hey, Ruggiero, did you change Sammy's diaper before you took him out of his chair? Just wondering if you change that and then you sit in his chair. It's crazy. What the fuck? Let's get back to it. Let's see what they got to say.
Before Christmas, and that's when I saw you right around that time. And then you got pinched, and I went away in 91, and I haven't seen you since then, 1990. Oh my God.
Isn't that what you're
That was way before that. The first time I actually met you was when I was a kid. My father had the tapers union, and we came to your construction. You had an office in Brooklyn. I think you had a
Still living.
Right, still living. Yeah. And you took me there, talked about what you was talking about. That's the first time I actually met you. But the last time I saw you was 1990. Wow. Yeah, you know, I've been watching your videos. I watch all your videos, and I call, and every time I see a video, you mention people's names that I know, and I call my friend up Kashmir. Man, Sammy's talking about Joe the Cat. Sammy's talking about this guy. I gotta get together with. I did so much stuff with these guys, especially when you talked about Joe the Cat. Like I was telling.
Ratting again. Every time you make a video, you talk about these guys. I call this guy and this guy and this guy. He can't control himself. He's like so giddy to be in the presence of a child killer. It's disgusting. It really is. They look like two schoolgirls, but they're the good guys. They claim to be the good guys. And then they talked about the Gottis, and we're going to get into that situation too. How they said that Gotti's daughter's a rat. One of them, Peter Gotti's daughter, witnessed a crime, some murder, and I guess she allegedly told the police what happened. She's not in the mob. You guys are so. Let's get back to it.
Yeah, I worked for him, and I got pinched for him in 1974. I was a kid. I was in the Raven night, and my father was taking me to P. Movies. And he had a buddy, somebody had the number office across the street from his cafe, and I told my father, I got to run into the office to take care of something. And when I come back, we'll go to Peter Luger's. And I went there, and they kicked the door, and I got arrested. And that was Joe the Cat's number business. He
was a good guy, ton of money.
Did he?
Yeah. You know why? He had, before the bridge, the Staten Island Bridge, there was all farmland. He was out there. So all that land was his. Everybody recognized it's his, and he used to do bookmaking and stuff like that. Numbers all over the island out there. When they built the bridge, and everybody went over and populated, he was still in charge of all of, his business quadrupled. I know. So he made a ton of money.
They used to take the numbers in on the front before the bridge went up. Right. But then I didn't see much in the 70s until you got straightened out. Then I saw you start coming.
I don't think Joe the Cat likes Sammy. Keeps hissing at him. Nate said, I actually thought he changed his life. I thought actually, at first I watched Ruggiero. I thought he actually changed his life and was trying to help people with addiction. I did too, Nate. I did too. So listen, I reached out to Ruggiero, and he had no answers for any of this shit. None of his actions. You know what he told me? It's not what it seems. What the fuck is it then? It's not what it seems. It's about money. It's not about anything else but money to you. You would do some strange shit for money. It's proving it right here.
Around into the Raven night, but yeah, it's so crazy. I listen to your stories. Oh my God, it brings back so many memories about all the guys back then. And of course, when you became the young boss, then that was a different story. We used to stand there over the table. Did people know that when you used to stand right there? Remember, we used to walk into the Raven, we walk in, Tony used to walk in, and you'd be in the back by the table, and John would be sitting there, and you'd be standing up next to him like this, and Tony would go to shake your hand, and you'd go like this, is Tony Lee? And just, John, oh my God, he used to get so mad. He used to get God, he used to get so mad.
That's the right way.
I know. He knew that. He just anything to get him angry. Oh my God. But forget it. We could talk about all day about stuff like that. But you know what? It's funny because I was thinking about something. My father was watching.
I was thinking about something. My father's a wise guy. He's so giddy to be in the presence of Sammy the Bull. It's disgusting. It really is. And they said, that's correct. It's all about the money. You nailed it, Staxx. I never trusted a rat. They'll do anything to make some money. It doesn't even matter. Like, so his logic is, I already cooperated. I might as well what? Hang out with a child killer and a serial killer and a drug dealer. This fucking dude sold drugs after he cooperated. And now Ruggiano's over there. Maybe he wants to make a deal with some ecstasy deal or something over there. Who the fuck knows? But something more is up. I guarantee you. Something more is up. Sammy the Bull is not reformed. And this dude to have a show called Reformed Gangster, you're not reformed either. You're a scumbag, Ruggiano, and I'm calling you out. You're more than welcome to come up here and debate me about it, but I doubt you will because there's no merit to anything you say. Your fucking word means shit. Like you showed people who you are. Like I honestly think that you changed that first. But your actions show something else. Let's see what these two clowns are talking about.
And he goes back to the 50s, and I'm thinking about how I got into that life, like, so I was born in 53, my father got straight down in 53, so as soon as I was born, I think your father was a legitimate guy, your father? Yeah. Right. I know what attracted me to it, and I always like to ask guys like you, like, what attracted you to that life? Like, I know what attracted me was, when I was a kid, everywhere I went, like you, and you probably could identify this because it happened to you personally, everywhere I went, walked in a room, the atmosphere changed. Right. We went to restaurants, the owner sat with us, we went to the bars, and people catered to, people would give me money. I always knew something was different, but I didn't know why. And then as I got
You hear that? He would go to the bars and people would give him money. Let's listen to that again.
Basic Nights Brooklyn was packed. Everywhere you went, every bar, every restaurant, every club's all over the place. So you kind of knew what it was, and you looked up to them. They were like idols to us. Just like you're saying, when they walked in the joint, even when they came around, we looked at them. Holy shit, look who that is. How am I supposed to go with this one or that one? One day we were in the pool room. Everybody would run into the windows. So I said, what is it? What do they say? So I looked out the window, and Joe Bonanno was coming out. He had a fedora on.
Every time Ruggiano says,
oh my God, that's Joe Bonanno.
My father. Take a shot, you get alcohol poisoning. My father this, my father that. Two trash bags, man. Straight up. I really, like, I don't like coming on here and just attacking people, but this is, it's disgusting. Really is. Look, Ruggiano, he knows that he's hanging out with Sammy. He looks pretty pissed, doesn't he? And Ruggiano says, oh, yeah, when I die and I see my father, I'll deal with that when it happens. Okay. You're proving on earth that you have no morals and you don't stand for shit. Sammy the Bull is not a reformed gangster. He did not change his life. No part of Sammy is reformed. He's a child-killing scumbag. And then for anybody that supports Sammy the Bull, you are in the same boat as him. You're probably worse than him because you're supporting a child killer, somebody who tells on people to get out of his own bullshit, and now he's up on the internet claiming that he's still the underboss of the Gambino family. He uses John Gotti's name every chance he gets. And it's really disgusting. And Ruggiano, you are not a fucking man. Somebody assaulted your mother and you couldn't go do it yourself. You couldn't go handle that dude yourself, right? You couldn't pull the trigger yourself. You had to have someone else do it and sneak up behind them and all this shit. And, because you couldn't do it. You're not a killer, but you want to come across like you are. You guys are fucking, it's disgusting. Let's get back to the fucking chicken coop.
So 30 years, man. Yeah. You look great. You look great for an old guy.
Excuse me.
saw you was 1990, right before you got pinched. You got pinched in December, right? December.
It must really stink in there in Sammy's little bat cave.
Before Christmas, and that's when I saw you right around that time. And then you got pinched, and I went away in 91, and I haven't seen you since then. 1990. Oh my God.
Isn't that what you're for?
That was way before that. The first time I actually met you was when I was a kid. My father had the takers union, and we came to your construction at an office in Brooklyn. I think you had a
Still living.
Right, still living. And you took me there, talked to Gambino, what he's talking about. That's the first time I actually met you. But the last time I saw you was 1990.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, I've been watching your videos. I watch all your videos, and I call, and every time I see a video, you mention people's names that I know, and I call my friend up Chicago. Man, Sammy's talking about Joe the Cat. Sammy's talking about this guy. I gotta get together with. I did so much stuff with these guys, especially when you're talking about Joe the Cat. Like I was telling you. Yeah. I worked for him. And I got pinched with him in 1974. I was a kid. I was in the Ravenite. And my father was taking me to movies. And he had a buddy, somebody had the number of us.
I worked for him. I was in the Ravenite with Peter Luger's, and I got busted with him. Ratting again, huh, Ruggiano? Any chance you get, you're gonna tell. And you claim to be in recovery. That's what blows my mind. Anybody with that's in recovery, they wouldn't go see Sammy the Bull for money. Like anybody that's legitimate in recovery, like it's insane. And Ruggiano, did Sammy do your hair when you got there? Did he and another thing I want to know, is Sammy the top bull or the bottom bull when you're around? Just curious. Let's get back to the community.
I got to run into the office to take care of something. And when I come back, we'll go to Peter Luger's. And I went there, and they kicked the door, and I got arrested. And that was Joe the Cat's number business.
He was a good guy. Ton of money.
Did he?
Yeah. You know why? He had, before the bridge, the Staten Island Bridge, there was all farmland. And he was out there. So all that land was his. And everybody recognized it's his. And he used to do bookmaking and stuff like that. Numbers all over the island out there. And they built the bridge.
Last person that went into business with Sammy was killed, Ruggiano. You sure you want to do that?
And everybody went over and populated. He was still in charge of all of, his business quadrupled.
I know.
So he made a ton of money.
They used to take the numbers in on the first before the bridge went up. Right. But then I didn't see much in the 70s until you got straightened out. Then I saw you start coming around and to the Ravenite. But yeah, it's so crazy because when I listen to your stories, oh my God, it brings back so many memories about some of the guys back then. And of course, when then became the young boss, then that was.
Yo, why did he just go like this? Why did he just go like this in that fucking video? Did you see that? Why did he just do that? Let's watch that again.
His business quadrupled.
I know.
So he made a ton of money.
They used to take the numbers in on the first before the bridge went up. Right. But then I didn't see much in the 70s until you got straightened out. Then I saw you start coming around and to the Ravenite. But yeah, it's so crazy because when I listen to your stories, oh my God, it brings back so many memories about some of the guys back then. And
why do you do that?
That was a different story. We used to stand there on the table. These people know that when you stand right now.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, Ruggiano. He's like this. They're all geeked out. I heard Sammy's a fucking cokehead too, right? Oh, I got some exclusive information about that too. I'm going to be reading something off to you guys about Sammy's little secret relationship. I got some information you guys might want to know. And it's pretty shocking. But we're going to get into that after I play this.
We walk in, and you would be in the back by the table, and John would be sitting there, and you'd be standing up next to him like this, and Tony would go to shake your hand, and you'd go like this to Tony Lee. And just, John, oh my God, he used to get so mad. He used to get so mad. I know. He knew that. He just anything to get him right here. But forget it. We could talk about all day about stuff like that. But you know what? It's funny because last night I was thinking about something. My father was a wise guy, and he goes back to the 50s. And I'm thinking about how I got into that life. So I was born in 53. My father got straightened down in 53. So the same as I was born to, I think your father was legitimate.
Keeps wiping his face. Fucking Mustang Mike, what's up, man? Keith, how you doing? Thanks for joining me this morning. Shout outs to Jersey.
Your father? Yeah, right. I know what attracted me to it. And I always like to ask guys like you, like, what attracted you to that life? Like, I know what attracted me was when I was a kid. Everywhere I went, like you probably can identify this because it happened to you personally. Everywhere I went, we walked in the room, the atmosphere changed. Right. We went to restaurants, the owner sat with us. We went to the bars, and people came to people would give me money. I always knew something was different, but I didn't know why. And then as I got older. Right.
Well, with me growing up, I was in rampant against it. Right. So we always needed more food.
When he went to the bars, people would give him money. Yeah, I'm sure they would.
They
what they did, all the names, all these names, and basically East Brooklyn.
What's good, Nicky
Everywhere,
Barber?
every bar, every restaurant, every club's all over the place. So you kind of knew what it was, and you looked up to them. They were like idols to us. Just like you're saying, when they walked in the joint, even when they came around, you looked at them. Holy shit, look who that is! Oh, my Persico, this one or that one. One day we were in the pool room, and everybody would run into the windows. So I said, "What is it? What do they say?" So we looked out. I looked out the window, and Joe Bonanno was coming out. He had a fedora on, long black coat, white scarf. I mean,
Listen, this video is like 100% they were on drugs when they did this shit. This video is like an hour and a half long, and there's 3 of them. So, like, 100%. They must have just did a couple rails and fucking went in on videos. Like, here, we're just gonna spill all everything. But there's some pretty telling things in this in the interview, but we're gonna get to that at another time. But we're just clowning on these fools right now. Hit the like button, people.
and oh my God, that's Joe Bonanno. So, but we haven't joined.
Just like he had a meeting with Joe Bonanno, right? Guess what? He never met with Joe Bonanno. Never. Because guess who told me he never met with Joe Bonanno? Because the people Sammy the Bull sent to go talk to Joe Bonanno talked to Joe Bonanno's son, Bill Bonanno. And guess who was with him? Torre Bonanno, who I interviewed. He was at Sammy's restaurant when Sammy went to meet them. And I'm going to bring you that exclusive content very soon. So he never met Joe Bonanno. Never.
It was us. It was the rampage. It was us against the world. All that bullshit. I went away in the military when I was 19 years old. The Vietnam War. I got drafted in LA. I came out when I was 21 years old. And my friends who was us against the world, they all started hooking up with somebody. Yeah. Somebody, Jet Beast, the Colombo, this one, that one. And a friend of mine, Tommy Spiro, said, my uncle wants to talk to you. Shorty Spiro. And I had a meeting with him, and he said, listen, you're a tough kid. You're going to raise your hands to the wrong guy. You're going to get killed. Yeah, sure. You don't have nobody behind you. If you come with me, you'll be part of a family. And we had a good heart-to-heart talk. I liked the way he talked. Right up my alley. Tough guy. And I gravitated to him.
You see that? I like the way he talks. He's a real tough guy. So Sammy he glorifies people that he likes until these people turn on him or do something that he doesn't like. Look what he did with John Alay, with all these other people. Like, they go from being cool to being enemies. First, Sammy the Bull will say, yeah, Alay was a tough guy. He's in the streets doing this and that. And then the next video will be, he ain't shit. He wasn't in the streets. He wasn't nothing. So what is it? Make up your mind, man. I watch Baywatch. How you doing? Roscoe, what's up? Staxx, always have the great content. Thank you, man. I'm trying to bring you guys some exclusive stuff here. I got some really good stuff on the way. We're just trying to, take the trash out right now. And that's what we're doing. We're going to take the trash out. The same way, it just blows my mind that these dudes, I mean, they're in their own head, their own bubble, right? And then there's one point in this video where they talk about, yeah, they call us rats and this and that, but they're the rats. We're not the rats. We're the good guys. You motherfuckers ain't good at nothing. You ain't good for nothing. You are parasites on the community. Both of you. And anyone associated with you.
So I shook his hand and I started in the Colombo family and I did my first hit. And that was it. I was hooked.
Yeah, back then, it's funny because when I got into my neighborhood and I would go to the corner to teach me, I would hear the older guys going, that's Fat Andy's son, that's Fat Andy's son. And that's how I found out he was mobbed up. And that's when I started learning about who he was. And then a couple of newspaper articles. And then I just got lost. And then when I got thrown out of school, because he had a big reputation, man. When I got thrown out of school, he took me, when he finally put me to work in a blackjack game, this guy called Philly the Pimp. I don't think he was a pimp, but that was his nickname, Philly the Pimp. I never had a nickname for Sammy the Bull, Philly the Pimp.
Here he goes, Philly the Pimp. He's snitching on someone else. He put me to work on a bookmaking business. Fucking dude can't keep his mouth shut.
So anyway, I went to Philly, then my father took me out one night to Avenue D in Brooklyn to the, what the hell was the name of the 5 o'clock lounge, it was called. And he takes me, it's a Friday night and the joint's packed. Friday, I'll never forget, I was like 17, we walk in, and people, hey Andy, how you doing? And all of a sudden, about an hour later, 2 hours later, my father goes, You see anything different? I looked around and goes, yes. A lot of people left. I told him. He goes, you know why they left? I says, I don't know why. He goes, they left because I'm here. He goes, they're afraid to be around here. They don't want I'm here to help somebody, kill somebody, and they left. He said, is that what you want? Like, so I was like impressed. I said, oh fuck, that's, you know, all that respect. That's what I want. Yeah. So he thought it would like work in reverse, but it didn't. It worked in the opposite. Because I was like, holy shit, that's like, I want that. I want people to respect me like that. And then he introduced me to John Gotti, to Charlie Wagner, because you know Charlie straightened my father out and John out. Yeah. With Danny, with all of them. So
now he's talking about glorifying about John Gotti, about how he knew John Gotti, and it's just crazy, man. It's insane. Like, you can't make this shit up, man. Stevie Bullets, how you doing, man? Thank you for joining me this morning. I'm going over just smashing these fools right now. Two clowns that want to they want to have a powwow and glorify their bullshit past. Let's hear them exaggerate on their on the bullshit that they've been through.
You know, I'm thinking about how far we actually go back. The bloodline goes back to Tato and my father in Anastasia. That's where it goes back to, because they were kids in the same regime with Tommy Rabbit. My father got straightened out in 53. I don't know when Tato got.
Your bloodline goes back to the canary that couldn't fly straight, Ruggiano. Your fucking bloodline goes back to the first rat, Joe Valachi. That's what your bloodline has in it. Joe Valachi, anyone else that cooperated. That's what's in your blood, Ruggiano. Because you don't know how to uphold a friendship, an oath, none of that. You proved it by going and sitting with this scumbag. If you wonder why you're on the chopping block and you ain't getting off it, ever, I'm not going to let up on you. You think, what, if you don't mention my name, I'll just stop? Nah, it ain't going to happen. And Ruggiano, you had an event, right, a couple weeks ago, somewhere in New York, and it was at Joe Valachi teabag Schmiegel's mom. You had an event somewhere in New York City, and Jojo Carrazzo owned the bar, right, where you were supposed to go, and he said, if you come to this fucking bar, you're going to regret it. What did you do, Ruggiano? You didn't go to the bar because you knew. You know that you're no good. You're no good in the streets. You're no good on the internet. You're no good in all circles. And you're a coward. And if you weren't a coward, you would have went to that bar. You would have walked right in there like, what are you going to do? But no.
Straightened up, probably around the same time. Well, maybe before that. But anyway, they were in the same regime, and then Albert got clipped. And Tato went with Carl, and my father went with Neil, and there was a conflict. And you know the story better than me.
With Tommy Rabbit.
Right. Who was my father's captain?
Yes. They were in the same pro with your father with Tommy Rabbit, right?
In jail.
What? Now watch this, okay? Sammy starts talking about Fat Andy, how he had no relations with him. And then he starts going in about how they had dealings and shit. It's fucking weird. Like, I don't get it. Like, how do you not know somebody, but you had all these dealings with them? It's really weird. It's just weird.
And Tato and stuff like that. And then who took out Rabbit? Tato. Yeah. I've heard in Florida. Yeah, that's exactly what I've heard. You know, for the longest time when I was with him, you know, he talked to me all the time. But he never told me about. He told me about Tommy Rabbit, and
that's what I heard.
He was killed, but he never told me the story how he killed. You know what I mean? But that's goes to no shit. They never tell you shit like that. But I found out later when he was close with Carlo Gambino, and mostly all of them. A lot of them hated Anastasia. Feared him. Yeah, a lot of guys loved him. I mean, but a lot of guys hated him. And so Tato went along with Carlo Gambino. He was friends with him. And when they had the takeover, Tato wound up getting the contract to kill Tommy Rabbit. And he killed him in Florida, and he disappeared. And then he immediately became a captain. They made Neil a captain. But I'll show you how smart Carlo Gambino was. He thought there was a lot of good guys on that side.
He thought there was a lot of good guys on that side, but you weren't good. He's 78 years old, and his son has to assault senior citizens because he's a punk ass too. Gerard Gravano, the fucking drug dealer down there in Arizona, he has to assault Lee Cole sitting in his car, not a threat at all, and he goes up and punches him because he's recording. Trash, man, trash. I will never let up on these guys. They will never get a pass. Never. Let's get back to it.
Included, your father's name was mentioned to me 100 times. I didn't know him personally. I knew of him. Super tough guy.
Did you hear that? You heard that, right? You guys heard that. He just said, I did not know him personally, but he was a tough guy. All right, so I'm going to rewind that a little tiny bit. Listen to what he says, and then listen a little bit after. He says how he had all these dealings with his dad. Well, it's fucking weird. Hypocrisy at its finest, right here. Check it out.
He thought there was a lot of good guys on that side. Your father included. Your father's name was mentioned to me 100 times. I didn't know him personally. I knew of him. Super tough guy.
Come back, we'll go to Peter Luger's, and I went there, and they kicked the door, and I got arrested.
Yeah, he shouldn't have went there, but he didn't need to get assaulted, man. This dude didn't need to fucking punch an old man. For what? He wasn't no threat.
With Gambino, I was friends with him. And when they had the takeover, Title wound up getting the contract to kill Tommy Rava. And you're right, he killed him in Florida, and he disappeared. Yeah. And then he immediately became a captain. They made Neil a captain, but I'll show you how smart Carlo Gambino was. He thought there was a lot of good guys on that side. Your father included. Your father's name was mentioned to me 100 times. I didn't know.
You heard that, right? Your father's name was mentioned to me 100 times. Lee Cole should have had a Glock on his lap. Yeah, he should have. He definitely should have. Has Lee ever said anything about that attack they did on him? Yeah, he did. Yeah, it's the one where he's sitting in the car. He pulls up, and Sammy the Bull and his son stand up, and he's like, "Who is that?" And he's like, "It's Lee." He's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "I got family here. I got business here." And so he goes, "I think you should talk about Alan Kaiser." So Sammy the Bull and Gerard start walking up to Lee Cole's car, and he's talking about Alan Kaiser. He says, "Oh, I talked about Alan Kaiser on a video I did, and I spoke to his family, and it's terrible what happened to the kid." He never spoke to the family. He's a fucking liar. So he's walking up. They're walking up all calm, like nothing's going to happen. And then Gerard goes, "Are you filming?" And Lee goes, "Yeah." And Gerard goes, "Why?" And he goes, "Because I can." And then Gerard hits him, slaps him, punched him, whatever he did. He put his hands through the car window. Now, if that was my car, he would have took his hand back and he wouldn't have had a fucking hand. His hand would have been gone. But whatever, we're different people. But go subscribe to Lee Cole. He's got some mob content as well. There's a lot of people out there that are worth watching. There's some people who aren't really worth watching. But let's get back to it. Now, you just heard him say that he did not know Fat Andy, right? It came out of his fucking mouth. Now, let's hear how he knew Fat Andy.
Personally, I knew of him. Super tough guy. And so Title took over a lot of the guys who were in Rabbit's crew, but Carl was so smart. He took Neil, brought him up, and he eventually took him to be his underboss. Right. And it brought everybody together, your father, all the people who were under Rabbit and Anastasia, over to become one family, one side, no war, no nothing. He was smart.
Yeah, my father used to tell me all the time that Albert Anastasia was the toughest guy he ever met, and Carlo Gambino was the smartest guy he ever met. He said, but Albert's downfall too. Albert used to abuse. He told me Albert used to abuse Carlo. Gambino used to shake him down, take money off him, make him a captain, then knock him down, make him a captain, and knock him down. And then, of course, he went with Genovese and they plotted against him. My father always told me he was smart. And then my father told me when he met him that when after he called them all in after they made peace, he told my father that he understood that he was taking orders because they clipped a lot of people. Yeah. That was Albert's main crew. Tommy Roberts guys, they did all the work out of my father, Neil. And he said, I know, you're just taking orders, and then he brought them all back in, and he made Neil the captain, and then he made Neil the underboss. So that was a smart move.
Yeah, he was really smart by doing that. And he told your father that he forgave him because he knew he was
my father killed one of his cousins. Wow. But it was, it was just, he had who was going to kill. My father used to tell me Albert had a potato farm upstate, and he said Albert used to call my father the kid. He goes, I would meet Albert, they would give me a gun and gloves and a dress, and tell me where to go. And Albert told him one day, you want to go on my farm? My father goes, that's okay, I got my own place to hide. He told him, he said, a lot of guys went up to the potato farm and never came back. I got a potato farm upstate. And my father goes, that's right, I got my own spots to hide out there. So that was, I used to get kicked out of that. My father told me, which you could probably identify with that because you did work. He told me about the first time you killed somebody. I mean, it's funny because I tell people, and like these were my father's son cats. That's with the mob, you know what I mean? Like, once I got into shoot with my father, then he started schooling me.
Tell me Ruggiano's not on cocaine. Fucking dude will not shut up, man. He just keeps going and going and going. And there's like how many? 3, 6. There's about 4 hours of this shit. 4 hours of this shit straight. And they must have recorded it all at the same time. Like, it's crazy, man. Insane.
Who's who, watch, who got straightened out, Sammy got straightened out, this guy's a captain, that guy's a captain. He started taking me around. That's when I met John Gotti for the first time, because now when I was
shout out to Invest in Yourself. Go check him out.
Out for me, and if I did something wrong, they would hurt me, so he brought me to Charlie. Well, I knew Charlie because he straightened my father.
Nah, he hasn't been out that long. Invest in Yourself.
He was still in charge of his business.
Invest in Yourself's been out for about 2 years, I think. Maybe 2 years. Maybe longer. Maybe I'm wrong. But shout out to Invest in Yourself. Go subscribe to him. We should keep it going. Fuck these rats. Yeah, man, I'm not stopping on these guys. I don't give a fuck. Fuck them.
Quadruple. I know.
So he made a ton of money.
They used to take the Charlie with another guy in the car. He got in the backseat, and Danny was in the car, in the crash car behind him. He said, I got in the car, and we pulled away from Grandma's house. My grandma's house, she was living with his mother. We pulled away to Grandma's house, and we got a few blocks away. He said, I whispered in his ear. So he was drunk. I whispered in his ear. And then
Thank you, man.
He goes, I was very nervous the first time. He said, but after the first time, I wasn't nervous anymore.
The first time, well, the first time I thought that I was going to be nervous, because I saw a movie where a guy killed somebody and he was sweating, and he was nervous and he got the shakes. So I thought that's what happens to me. So the first time I did a hit, I thought that was going to happen to me. I did the hit, no time to get nervous or whatever. When it was done, I went to an apartment with my friends. I went in the shower, and I was waiting for all this stuff to happen to me, but nothing happened.
Thanks, Nate. I appreciate that, man.
I wasn't nervous. I was sweating. I was shaking. And
I appreciate everyone that takes the time.
A whole bunch of guys in the room, the girls. Oh my God, Joe Colucci was found dead. And, it's in the newspapers.
So now he's talking about his alleged first hit, and he's talking about how he went back there to the people, like the family members of the person he killed, and he's acting like, oh my God, what happened? Like all concerned. There's the start of his conniving bullshit. But his conniving bullshit started way before, when Sammy the Bull was involved in a gay relationship and he was going to be outed by Scabetta. Scabetta was going to out Sammy for being in a gay relationship, and that's why he was killed. But we're going to get into that another time. Let's get back to it.
I remember asking one of the girls, I said, did they find out who did it? And she said, no, they're investigating it, but they don't have any witnesses or anything like that. I was the one. Yeah. And then it was taken by Shorty Spiro down to see Carl, my Persico. I was with him and through Shorty. Then he gave me a hug and a kiss. He did a great job, Sam. He did a great piece of work. Got a pat on the back for it. Went out. It was over. Went to the funeral. I had no emotions whatsoever, really. And what bothered me was watching his family crying. And, you're part of that. You did that. You know what I mean? That bothered me a little bit. But after that,
he said that bothered him a little bit. His family sitting around, hugging and praying and shit. That bothered him, he said. You're a fucking liar, Sam. Such a liar, man. Such a liar.
Professional.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah. So, when did you meet John? I know I met him when I was a kid. I met him through my father. When did you meet him?
I met him.
When did you meet John? I met him when I was a kid. When did you meet John? Now you're going to gloat about when did you meet the guy you put in prison for the rest of his life? Like, do you see the fucking hypocrisy in this, Anthony? At all? Do you see any hypocrisy in the shit you're doing? You're sitting there talking to the person that put John Gotti in prison for the rest of his life. And you're asking him, when did you meet him? When did you meet him? I met him at this time. Like, it's disgusting. It really is. You're more than welcome to come up here, Ruggiero, and explain yourself. Since you're a fucking man of values and everything, I want you to come up here and explain yourself. Why you're sitting there with the person that put John Gotti in prison for the rest of his life, including killing Alan Kaiser, a 16-year-old kid, cooperating against more than just John Gotti. I think it was 38 other people. And then he gets out of prison, goes to Arizona, and sells drugs with his family. And you want to go there and sit next to this motherfucker and say to him, when did you meet John? I met him when I was a kid. When did you meet him? It is disgusting. It really is. Moses, I got a statement for you, and then you're going to be... Bye, Moses. Let the door hit. Wait. That's it. Moses is gone. No more dealing with him. Sucks for him. Because we got some exclusive shit to show you guys. In a couple minutes, I'm going to play something for you guys. Moses, go over there and support Sammy and them, all right? Let's get down to business.
I got made. I was transferred out of the Colombo family.
Rest in peace to Alan Kaiser.
Shorty got killed too eventually. But I got transferred because of my beef with his brother. I went to his house to kill him. And they knew about it. I got transferred over to the Gambino family. The Gambino spoke for me. When I went there, I was with little Tato, and I was there. I got made in 1976. In 1977, we went to a Christmas party. And all the maid guys were in one room, the associates and everybody was everywhere else. And he put up a glass and said, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. He said, I never had an acting captain, but I'm going to have one now. I got made with his son, Charlie Boy. There was old-timers in the room. So I didn't know who he was going to name as his acting captain. And when he put up his glass, he said, my new acting captain is Sammy. So in 76, I got made. In 77, I became an acting captain. I was real close with Frank Chico.
Stallion, what's up, man?
And every time he opened up a club, I was there. He opened up a club on Egypt Avenue, a crap game. So I went, I'm by the bar. I was talking to his father. I don't know if you remember Boozy.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Boozy. So I was in that same crew. He was under title. Yeah. And I was talking with Boozy, and the door opened up, and John Gotti came in. I think he just got out of prison. I think this was in 77 somewhere. And he told me, he says, did you ever hear it, John Gotti? I said, I did. He says, he's a good kid. He's going to become one of us. He wasn't made yet.
No, he got made in 78.
Yeah. Now, here's how I heard about him. I had a friend of mine who was in prison, and there was some sort of a drug deal that went down with the black guys. Now, he robbed the black guys, and he did the wrong thing, and the black guys were going to hurt him. Somebody went over to John Gotti and said, this guy was going to get hurt. His friends with Sammy. Sammy knows him. And he went over to the black guys and spoke to them. And he said, listen, the guy did the wrong thing. I'm going to slap the shit out of him. I'll give back the money. He's friends with a friend of mine in the street. If you could do me a favor, give him a pass. They gave him a pass, which I didn't even know him. I didn't know what he did. But I appreciated what he did. You know, just the idea of how he did it and everything like that. So I told Boozy, that's all I ever.
Only 2-hour drive. No doxing over here, man. We don't do doxing over here. If anyone does any of that shit over here, man, you will not be welcome over here. We don't do that shit. We don't take any of this internet shit to real life. And if people do that shit, we got repercussions that happen to you for that. So we don't condone doxing over here. We're not going to do that. Moses, don't let Sammy meet any of your younger family members, especially when their back is turned. Yeah, why don't you let Sammy go babysit your grandkids, Anthony, since you love him so much and he's your bestie now. Go let him babysit your grandkids, right? You trust him, don't you?
Heard of him, but I'm going to thank him anyway. So he came over and put an entourage of guys like his. Came by the bar, I bought him a drink. I thanked him for what he did. And he said, Sammy, I hear a lot of good things about you. I said, I hear a lot of good things about you too. So I was already a friend of the guy. He wasn't. But soon after that, that's the first time I ever met him. And soon after that, he became a big guy.
He got out when he was on furlough in 78. So, and you know, Frankie Chico, all these guys, they so good. I worked in crap games with all of them on March Street. But he gave, I'll tell you, in 78, he comes out on furlough with him and Angela. Because that guy they clipped, they did that bid, the guy they clipped this guy out.
Irish guy?
Like, he got 5 years. He's out on furlough in 78, and I had to surrender myself. That's what was funny. I had to surrender myself. I had to go to jail. I got 5 years in Long Island. That was the first time I went to prison. In 78, I was 23. And I don't know, for some reason, I woke up that day and I'm taking a haircut. I wanted to look at the jail. So I'm in the father in some barbershop, and I'm getting a haircut. He walks in with Angela Clark to get haircuts. That was the week he got straightened out. He was home on the furlough. And I'm in the barbershop, and he sees me. He goes, what are you doing here?
Keep wiping your nose in this interview, and oh, bro, it's crazy. It's painfully obvious you're all tweaked up in this video, both of you.
And he knew I had to surrender that day. He goes, don't you got to go surrender yourself this afternoon? I said, yeah, I got to surrender myself at 2 o'clock. He goes, get the F out of here. Go home to your wife. What are you doing? You're getting a haircut. What are you, crazy? I never went to jail. He goes, go home to your wife. And he paid for my haircut, and I went home. And then I went to jail. When I came out, he was already straightened out. But
let me get back to that, because the guy that they killed in the joint, they did a movie about it and everything like that. But this Irish guy, they kidnapped Carlo Gambino's nephew. And they asked for $200,000 ransom. Now, the story of that Carlo Gambino went to his family, told them all. Now, it was his nephew. I don't know if it was his brother or his sister's kid. And he said, listen, we can pay the $200,000, but that jeopardizes our whole family. All kinds of kids will be kidnapped, trying to get money. We're going to refuse the money. And hopefully they'll give the kid back. Well, he refused to pay the money. And I don't know if they killed him or they cut his ear off or they killed him. No, they killed him. And they found out who this kid was. This guy was a kid. But and John Gotti got the contract, and he went with the guy and another guy. You know.
I think Sammy was jealous that John Gotti got that contract to go handle the people that kidnapped Carlo Gambino's grandchild. Honestly, I think he was jealous. I think he was jealous of John Gotti the whole time he was involved with him. Honestly. Smile in your face, put a knife in your back. That's how these people operate. This motherfucker has absolutely no remorse. None. He really doesn't. And that's why I don't like this guy.
third guy was?
I know. I
can't think of his name either, but he's the guy who actually. What they did, they went in there with phony badges. They called him. They said, "Come outside." He looked at the badges. That's bullshit. I could buy that in the grocery store. So he wasn't coming out. The third guy came out from the shadows and actually shot him. They killed this guy later on. That's what I remember his name. They killed him, and Angelo and John got pitched for the murder. They got a 5-year sentence.
Yeah, call that connection.
Yeah, with the I forgot the lawyer's name, but they had a connection with the case. They got 5 years, and he came out in 77 on furlough and got made. So I came back in 77, so that's exactly right. In 78, he got made when he was out on furlough for that hit.
Yeah, for that hit, exactly. When that was going on, they kidnapped other people besides that relative car. Because when that was going on, I remember my father wouldn't let me go out because they were kidnapping other people, wise guys' kids, or whatever the hell they were doing. My father made me stay in the neighborhood. I couldn't go to the house. He didn't want me to leave the neighborhood. I had to stay in the neighborhood until this guy got killed.
They weren't kidnapping your fucking ass, Ruggiano.
But I mean, that's crazy. That's something.
Okay, as soon as I find out who you
But it was so much fun back then being mopped up. I mean, I was a kid. I was making so much money. I was working in crack games. I was working in blackjack games. I was getting into the copa through the back door, like just like in the movie Goodfellas.
I did that too.
Yeah, of course. I was going. And you know, the first time I went to the copa, I went to see Tom Jones. Remember when Tom Jones was the age? He had the TV show, and my father took me to the copa, and we went into the basement and up through the kitchen, and we sat along the rail, and we saw Tom Jones, and just like in the movies. And then the movie comes out later, of course, many years later, and everybody wants to talk about this movie. Everybody, and I know all of them. Tommy Dissecting used to take me out with him. I dated Jimmy Burke's daughter, Kathy. I mean, my father just got rid of little tons of jewelry. I mean, so I was always intertwined with that story. When I'm in the theater when the movie first comes out, and I didn't know they mentioned my father's.
Keep wiping your nose. You see him keep wiping his nose, man?
At the beginning of the movie, when they panned, all the people in the bamboo lounge. I never go to the bamboo lounge when Paul Barrio had it there. So I'm in the movie with all my friends, with our girls, and they're panning the audience, and all of a sudden they say, Fat Andy, and all my friends, that's your father.
Small Black's brother, Fat Andy, and his guy is Frankie the Wop.
In this packed movie, and everybody's like staring at us. It was a good feeling, but it was funny. It was comedy. Yeah. I'm sure you get a lot of questions about this movie.
Oh yeah, I do. I mean, I knew we went when Paul Barrio died. Me and John went to on tape that they were taking pictures and stuff like that. I knew some of them. I didn't know them closely. I wasn't a hijacker. John knew some of them. You were in the same neighborhood. You were doing the same thing. But they had that pretty well airport locked up. Paul Barrio and that crew. I mean, really had it tight. But there's other guys who did things there, but not many. I didn't. But I knew quite a few of them. Like I said, we went to Paul Barrio's grave. His funeral.
You notice every single story that someone brings up to Sammy, he was somehow involved. Somehow he was involved. How are you involved with all this shit, man? I honestly, this dude is a fucking straight liar. Ruggiano, you don't stand for nothing. And I absolutely will never support this dude's content. Ever.
And those were crazy.
Well, back then, so they had Frank the Wop was Paul Barrio's guy. I don't know. He was the guy that had his kitchen bugged at the same time. Had Angelo's house bugged.
And when I do the next video, I'll turn this music down for you guys so it's not so loud.
So they were getting a lot of tapes, and Tony Lee got indicted for the airport because he was meeting with Frank. They had a cargo joint in the airport, and with the Teamsters Union, Paulie Valley had the Teamsters in the airport all locked up. And they had Frank the Wop's kitchen bugged. So Tony Lee was on those tapes, and he was on Angelo's tapes that eventually was Paul's demise.
I think it was everybody's demise. The problem with those tapes, and I'm sure you all noticed, that when he was talking, Paul and everybody put out a thing, you deal drugs, you know. So he's in the house and he's talking to Eddie Lee and all kinds of drug dealers. His brother was a huge drug dealer. Sal, yes, brother. And then he had his own private jet. He was flying his jet with his wife, and they crashed. Angelo took the kids. I went to the funeral.
To St. Helens.
Yep. I went to the funeral. The church thing. I went there with a whole bunch of guys. And
let me guess, you're the one that made the plane crash, right, Sammy? Fucking loser. You fucking total piece of shit.
So then Angelo took over his brother's business, and he was operating out of his house a lot. So he had a guy who was a bug guy, an ex-cop, who comes in with a wand, and they can see the frequencies, and they can see if the house is bugged or not bugged, the phones are bugged or not bugged. So he had this guy come in. They knew what was going on, the feds. So what they do when they saw the guy come in, they shut all the bugs down except for his phone and not his daughter's phone. So they shut them all down. So this guy comes in, he checks everything out, and he says, I got good news for you. The house isn't bugged. Your daughter's phone is not bugged, but your phone is bugged. So he just said, good. So now he gets the phone when he's talking with guys, he puts it on the side, he's talking. But when they walked out, that guy with the one, they put the switch on, the whole house was there, of course. The daughter's phone, everything was bugged.
Sammy acts like he really had more of a relationship with Paul Castellano than he really ever did. I honestly don't think he was close to Paul Castellano like he says he was. Tommy Staxx Social Club, what's going on, man? We're just smashing these fools right now. These two clowns. They had a little powwow, you know. I'm sure they sat up all night sniffing cocaine to get these videos done. I mean, shit. 4 hours worth of fucking videos, nonstop talking. Yeah. They're probably on cocaine.
And so they caught everybody on tape. And Angelo's not only talking about drugs, heroin, every fucking thing. He's also talking about Paul Castellano. We don't like him. We should kill him. They didn't have a plan then, but it was just stupid talk. And he's talking about every single boss and every single family commission, the whole thing. And they're all caught on his word. That bug, the government gets it, was so powerful. They go to every single judge, they ask for a court order to bug everybody's house, cars, everything. On everybody's on that tape. Every family. That tape was the beginning of the downfall of the mafia. Because that tape led to the commission case. Where every single boss, underboss ones we had, major captains, everybody got pinched. That was the end of the mafia. And now Paul, that's what created the rule. Paul wanted those tapes.
He said, I can't picture Sammy the Bull sniffing cocaine. My guess is paint thinner. paint thinner huffer. Probably, man. Probably. Tommy Staxx Social Club says garbage pails. Definitely. 100%. There's a bunch that go in that category. There's a whole bunch. You guys know who they are. Dominic Sicali. There's these fucking dweebs. Hold on, let me see. There's a whole bunch. Like, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. This is the biggest one right now, though. He got one. Yo, did you wipe his ass before you took him out of his chair, Ruggiero? Did you change his Depends? And then you guys sit up there and you talk about, we're the good guys. Everyone else, they're all rats. We're not rats. They're the rats. This dude's an alcoholic. He's got fucking bottles sitting in back of him, like a whole bunch of bottles. Fucking Ruggiano's an alcoholic. Yeah, that's real good of your friend Sammy to leave all this alcohol out when he knows that you're a fucking recovering alcoholic for the last 20 years. And he leaves all these fucking bottles. So you're telling me there's not alcohol in this fucking cup? Come on, guys. I wasn't fucking born yesterday. Make sure you guys go over and subscribe to Tommy Staxx Social Club or Bath Salts, he said. I think Gerard and Sammy took one too many of those ecstasy pills, man.
I know the tape that he's talking. Leo, he's talking to Neil's house about I can't give these tapes. I know that friends of mine. The tapes of it. Listen, nobody was supposed to show. Everybody, every family was there with the jet. I know Sammy was telling the guy.
The audio quality is getting worse. So let's check out the beginning real quick, and then I'm going to jump off here. I got a lot of things to handle. But I'm going to let you know what the lineup is this week. And let's check out the beginning of this, and then we'll get back to it.
How are you, buddy? It's been so long. 30 years, man. Yeah. You look great. You look great for an old guy.
Excuse me.
Bruh. So you was 1990, right before you got pinched. Right before you got pinched in December, right? December before Christmas, and that's when I saw you right around that time. And then you got pinched, and I went away in 91, and I haven't seen you since then, 1990. Oh my God.
You said that was your father?
That was way before that. The first time I actually met you was when I was a kid. My father had the tapers union, and he came to your construction at an office in Brooklyn. I think you had a
Still living.
Right, still living. Yeah. So he took me there, talked to Gambino, what he's talking about. That's the first time I actually met you. But the last time I saw you was 1990. Wow. Yeah, you know, I've been watching your videos. I watch all your videos, and I call, and every time I see a video, you mention people's names that I know, and I call my friend up Chicago. Man, Sammy's talking about Joe the Cat. Sammy's talking about this guy. I gotta get together with. I did so much stuff with these guys, especially when you talk about Joe the Cat. Like I was telling you. Yeah. I worked for him. And I got pinched with him in 1974. I was a kid. I was in the Raven. And my father was taking me to P1 movies. Somebody had the number of us across the street from this cafe. And I told my father, I got to run into the office to take care of something. And when I come back, we'll go to Peter Luger's. And I went there, and they kicked the door, and I got arrested. And that was Joe the Cat's number business. He was a good guy. Ton of money.
Did he? Yeah. You know why? He had, before the bridge, the Staten Island Bridge, there was all farmland. He was out there. So all that land was his. Everybody recognized it's his. And he used to
hugging a rat word.
All over the island out there. When they built the bridge, and everybody went over and populated, he was still in charge of all of, his business quadruple. I know.
So
he made a ton of money.
They used to take the numbers in on the factory before the bridge went up. Right. But then I didn't see much in the 70s until you got straightened out. Then I saw you start coming around and to the Raven. But yeah.
All right, enough of these jerk offs. Let's get to some real content for you guys. Told you guys I had something exclusive to show you, and I wasn't bullshitting. So we're going to get to that. Let me get these trash bags off the screen. So I said I was going to drop something last week. And I wasn't lying. I got something for you guys. You guys, there's a lot of people out there who like the Chicago outfit and their whole the organization, and there's a lot of shout out to everybody out there in Chicago. So what I have is Michael Spilatro, his wife, talking on the phone to another person who was invited to the meeting when Michael and Tony Spilatro went to go meet the people who killed them. And she tells us about what happened that night with her husband. So I'm going to share that with you guys now. Enjoy.
I'm going to go after them. I said, Mike, why did you even get married and have children if you felt that way? You should have never got married. And
Tony knew they were going to meet someone and he wanted to go with them. And Mike told him no.
Okay.
Mike wouldn't let him.
Okay. Thank God. Thank God.
He saved him.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Because whatever, it wouldn't have worked. He would have been in the same.
Oh, he would have been in the same boat.
Mm-hmm. This is when they told him to stay away from anyone, anything to do with Spilatro. Don't go near you, don't go near the club, anyone. And what happened was one day he came home from work early and he took his jewelry off and took his money out of his pocket, put everything on the counter. And he said, I have to go somewhere and I might not be back.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And this, I found out later what his thinking was. That if they...
You guys are going to have to stay tuned to hear the rest. I appreciate everyone that takes the time to watch this show. FinFeek said, Staxx, you're close friends with Calandra. No, I'm not, FinFeek. I interviewed him. What does that mean? Like, just because I interview people doesn't mean I'm like, it means nothing. Like, I don't promote shit that they, just because I interviewed someone who counterfeits doesn't mean I'm a counterfeit. I'm connected to the counterfeiters. I'm not close to anyone. Okay? So, you could stop with all that shit. And I have the right to pick and choose. Guess why? Because it's a fucking free country. So make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you could get my videos every time they drop. Till next time.